Hello everybody, this is Joshua Dearden. As you all know, I'm back for another video.
Hello everybody, this is Joshua Dearden. As you all know, I'm back.
So, somebody had to go.
The aftertaste. Bleh.
To turn your brakes on, one of our drivers must have fell asleep without the brakes. Alright, so here we are in Walton, Kentucky, and I came across another Western driver who ended up in the ditch. Now, they were parked, they were sleeping, their brakes were engaged, as in pulled out, that is. Truck was in neutral. They were there over 20 plus hours, and for some reason they had no air pressure whatsoever in their tanks, and the truck moved forward, brakes engaged and everything. I don't know. Has this ever happened before in the trucking industry? That kind of makes me nervous about driving my own truck. Is that something that could happen? What things can a driver do to prevent things like this from happening? These are questions that I plan on asking shops, breakdown, everybody. This is something I really am curious about. So drivers, anybody who watches this, is there any way to prevent that from happening in the future? Let me know. But watch the footage. All right, everybody, this is Western Express, truck number 29829. I'm here with driver. What's your first name?
Anthony.
Anthony, and his wife?
Ellen.
Ellen. All right, so they're the ones that ended up in the ditch not long ago today. And Western is trying to say that they had a rollover. Now, show me all the damage.
Damage to
All right, so the bumper's damaged.
Yep. Back here, the bracket for the fuel tanks.
The bracket by the fuel tanks are damaged. Is that one good?
The bracket is good. I think the skirting is messed up.
All right, see, they're bringing some fruit with them, hauling some fruit, but they got damage down here to the bumper and their sensor. Now they ended up in the ditch. They were in the sleeper at the time. Here, I'm gonna let them tell the story. Go ahead, man.
I was actually in the TA parking lot. I parked there about 30 some hours and change ago. I was in the bunk for 22 hours when her and I came back from dinner over here. I was parked in the same spot for 22 hours.
At the TA in Walton, Kentucky.
Yep. And I had the same two people parked next to me. And then after we come back from dinner, everything was fine. Closed curtains. Me and her went to bed. Next thing, I woke up while the truck was rolling. It was rolling forward, and it went over a little concrete barrier and into, I don't know what you would call it, a little ditch.
Yeah, and at that time, did you check to see if the brakes were engaged?
At that time, I checked to see if the brakes were engaged. They were. I had no air pressure, and my truck was still in neutral. Two officers also came out, looked at the truck.
No citations?
I
no
was issued no citations. It was no fault of my own, as far as what the officer said.
And you and your wife were in the sleeper at the time?
And me and my wife were in the sleeper at the time that this happened.
And Western is trying to say they had a rollover. No damage to the trailer, no damage to the cab, minor damage to the bumper and skirting. So,
And my air fryer underneath is broke.
air dryer's broke. Yeah, the skirting is a little bent out. But other than that, what do y'all think? You guys think should be charged with a rollover? I don't. This is the trouble with the trucking industry, people. Got to look out for the people you work for. And Western is trying to charge this couple with a rollover, and they
not
won't.
wanting to do the work to the
They
truck.
won't do the work for the truck when he's paying for the truck. Me, myself, I'm also a lease purchase driver. So yeah. Now with all that being said, I still hold a positive outlook on Western Express. I have a job. I have a roof over my head. I have money troubles like everybody else. I'm living below my means right now, but that's because I chose to be a lease operator. You want money, you got to work for it. And I'm working, but I'm dealing with financial, but that's fine. I know the name of the game. I'm surviving. That's all that matters. I'm surviving. But I still hold my positive outlook on Western. I'm month September, October, November, December. I'm about 4 months into my career with Western Express. I've had some mistakes I've made on my part that are no fault to them. I've made mistakes, and I have to learn to do better and to not make those mistakes in the future. But we're not talking about me. We're talking about this couple who's could possibly and have been threatened to be charged with a rollover, and I don't think that's fair. I wanted to get everybody's opinion on what y'all think. Do you agree they should not be charged with a rollover? Because they didn't roll over. And my fear is if what they say happened, if the brakes were pulled out and it was in neutral and nothing, maybe there was a leak in the air tank, I don't know. Is that possible to happen to me or other drivers? That's what I'm worried about. What can we do to prevent something like that from ever happening? Really, I want to know. I'm curious. We should talk about that. Lane control, buddy. Lane control.